Many are wondering if President Trump's impeachment result will end in him not being able to run for office in 2024. Our next guest says the impeachment proceedings are just a ploy by the far left to distract from Biden's policies. Representative Guy Reschenthaler, Pennsylvania, joining us live. Congressman, always great to see you. Thank you so much for coming on here. There's a lot to talk about. I just want to ask you, because as we pointed out in that report, to get 17 votes from the Republicans seems all but not happening at this point. It wasn't thought to happen at the beginning. It doesn't look like now. Then one would move past it and say the Democrats would understand that. What's the real intent of the impeachment proceeding, Guy?
Well, Sean, Emma, it's really multifold. One, this is just political theater. The Democrats know they don't have the votes. I think also in their hearts of hearts, they know that this is unconstitutional and that the speech that President Trump was involved in is constitutionally protected free speech, regardless of the fact, the case on the merits. But if we can just take a step back and see what they're doing, they're trying to distract from their far left liberal agenda. Because as long as we're talking about impeachment, we're not talking about the caravan of migrants coming up from South America to our southern border. We're not talking about the fact that Joe Biden on day number one canceled the Keystone XL pipeline. We're not talking about the fact that Joe Biden is kowtowing to China. So we're not talking about this far left radical agenda. We're talking about President Trump. So that's one of the things the Democrats are trying to do. Additionally, they know that their coalition is incredibly fractured. The blue collar workers from the trade unions with very liberal East and West Coast elitists, they don't have that much in common. But if they can focus on President Trump, it unites them against something. As soon as they have to actually start to govern, you're going to see the fracture of their coalition divide.
Something I've talked with other guests about during this broadcast is the word that unity that you hear from the left. But it seems as if this creates a farther divide, and I'll go farther than that by saying it creates a divide in the Republican Party. You saw Bill Cassidy sway with the other 5 Republicans saying that this impeachment is constitutional, and then you see others, Senator Mike Lee had to step up, and you're going to get all these Republicans on the record of whether they stand with former President Trump and what happened or if they don't. Do you feel like this impeachment could also hurt the Republican Party?
No, I actually think the Republican Party is on the ascendancy. Remember that we only lost this election. I'm talking total with the White House, the Senate, and the House. We only lost by something like 100,000 votes nationally. We were on a razor's edge of having all levers of power within the government. The Democrats ran as if they were moderates. Joe Biden, when he was hiding in his basement, promised unity. When he came out and won the election, he did not have a mandate for a far-left radical agenda. He is pushing that far-left radical agenda. That is going to backfire in the 2022 off-year election or midterm election. So I think that the Republicans are actually going to take back the House. We're going to have Speaker Kevin McCarthy, and we're going to retake the Senate in 22, and we're going to retake the White House in 24. But let me just address the issues within the Republican Party. It's not surprising that Republicans disagree with each other. We are, by definition, a big tent party. We are the party that doesn't have litmus tests. We are the party that doesn't engage in cancel culture. We are the party that says all viewpoints are welcome. We want to have robust discussion and debate. If you're with us, if you want to advance freedom, economic liberty, religious liberty, strong American presence abroad, then come under our tent. It's the Democrat Party that has litmus tests. It's the Democrats that engage in cancel culture. So the media likes to focus on us debating within our party. For Republicans, that's every single day. We're the party of ideas. The Democrats are the ones, if you don't agree with them on a litany of issues, just disagree with one issue, you're out of their party. You're no longer welcome. That's the big difference between us and them, and that's why Republicans are on the rise. Democrats will continue to shrink their power base.
30 seconds with you left. On Sunday, It's a possibility to vote on whether witnesses would be called within this second impeachment trial. Do you feel we will see witnesses? And if so, who would they bring?
I don't think they're going to call witnesses because I believe that Chuck Schumer knows that as long as this goes on, the American people are going to say that we're wasting time. People need help. We could be working on other COVID relief package, other issues. So I think that Schumer knows that he needs to bring this to an end. If they do call witnesses, It'll be interested to see who is called and who's not. But I think at the end of the day, I think everybody wants to get this over and done with and move on so we can address real issues facing real Americans.
There's a lot of them going on right now. Congressman, always great to see you. Congressman Guy Reschenthaler.
Good to be on.
You got it.
Thanks.
Thanks.